Supreme Court. All this process, the Supreme Court knows, but still they have accepted this application. Now, Ochina, what is going to happen is say, our Supreme Court and say, Chief Justice Enini Yeboah, what they are going to do is say, he has been taxed, and the other person who is so much involved in this thing they are going to do tomorrow, Jones Doche, honestly another Supreme Court judge. Now they have been taxed that tomorrow they should grant the application, and when they grant the application, automatically Asin North MP no, he cannot enter Parliament. So I'm granted sa application where question na for now no MP for Asin North no. So Ora Parliament a police bit action because he cannot carry himself as a member of Parliament. Now what does that say? The moment this guy granted application or chna, automatically have indirectly stripped him of his position as an MP in Parliament. It gives the NPP the way to go ahead with their crime they want to commit. Now, this is something the president has cooked. Now, Obibeka say, now say Ebasa Krampona, NPP does not have the numbers to pass E-Levy. Alban Bagbin is not here. Jowa is Nawaha. So it's never possible because Adjoa Safo is not coming to Parliament. Everybody knows. And I hear him say, a hunter West. Anamewa. Yes, a hunter West MP no Ebenezer Kojokum. Also, he has suffered stroke. You see, Oteshi or bathroom. Emma Moja Abejinani team. Inti, as we speak, any little stress biano, the guy can die. Thank you very much. Now, Ghana for Mutieme. Sa editorial we many key. There's a specific reason. Mo amunti chi pano. Once in a while, me the brofu be film. But E-Levy asem. Iti me pese me nyabotre. Na me chirem. Na obiate na wase. Sen ye beya. Se insem ne start se eboba. Ye be hu nipa. Ye be so mo mene. Aka se mo. Ena mo ye de mo ye. Now, you all know. Ghana for nyina nim. E-Levy hun sama aba. Now, E-Levy, I could enter pass E-Levy and say, the minority in Parliament, whether you like them or not, to me, sometimes you people know how I deal with them. Haruna Idrisu, Muntaka, I've been hard on everybody. But if there's one thing they have done for Ghanaians so far this year, it is about holding the fort, standing wherever they are standing. Pampea, Omo Kachre, we are seeing Ghana for say, Omo to Ghana for, they will not disappoint Ghanaians. And so far, we have seen the minority side prove. Shre Ghana for say, Omo Ebema E-Levy a passe. There was a time, Omo say 1.5, 0.5. Haruna Idrisu beje, Muntaka bejatum, we better. Ghanaians were furious, but still the minority stood on their mark and said they will not agree to E-Levy. Minority cast pe E-Levy no inti Akufo Addo aban no man nemfa E-Levy biamba na Ghana for constituents Ghana for nyina na ekase pe. Now ye didim ma E-Levy etwetwere yebo se minority no eja guard mu kitwe bi pe NPP for be pass E-Levy no. Ye hu de esi o parliament emu ntokwa emu entokwa amanfo bobo blows ni nyina ne se na minority so pene Emma E-Levy no yem pass. So you could see say the only people in Parliament are not omote Parliament defending any interest no NDC for nkwa. They did everything possible and they are still doing everything possible to stop this E-Levy. Now how long can they hold on? Now when it comes to numbers, when it comes to parliamentary proceedings, there's one person to I will say why are very fair and why are very, very hard, even in Parliament, Alban Bagbin. Alban Bagbin, on several occasions, NDC for they have issues with him because they believe, say, Oma Emrani Juma Chinchini Dodo. Because NDC for Jitum say, And that's what I believe. Say, time na Michael Quay, Speaker of Parliament, a DBA NPP deba Parliament, Michael Quay, I'm 10 minutes, no pass it. Sometimes, NDC for fuel say, at least Alban Bagbin, we are a respectable man, you are there as the referee, but it do sometime also TSC say, Yeni do buy, but Alban Bagbin, I have criticized him big time. I have been on his neck big time. Come imagine several times about some conduct a cause for Parliament I didn't like. But if there's one person I will credit for Parliament E-Levy when passing here, I will credit Alban Bagbin not because he has been biased, but because he has made sure said the procedure has been respected. Because I can Alban Bagbin and I'm making sure say the procedure in Parliament has not been respected. And E-Levy NPP pass a long time. Because the NPP did so many things in these few months to make sure say Alban Bagbin grab power no, they will suppress it, disrespect him to pass the E-Levy illegally. They have used Joe Weiss, they have used so many means, but Alban Bagbin every single day, he tries to make sure say the process, the procedure should be applied. Now, the reason why E-Levy to me pass your Parliament and say the NPP knows say the procedure when we go by the procedure, there is no way they can pass E-Levy. And that is why we are still here. Now, upon all the things Gabi Asarachidako, Ken Oforiata, Obi to say Edubuahin, Akufo Addo nankasa, upon all the things they did, any majority leader said Chairman Sabunsuni Afenyoma Kinsno, all the things they did, they tried to influence the minority. Almost some of their parliamentarians, they presented money, they presented everything. Still, the minority said they are not going to agree. Not because of them, because Ghanaians don't want it and they don't want more hardship on Ghanaians. So it is going to the point whereby NPP as a governing party, they are desperate. They want to find a way, no matter how, to pass E-Levy. Because one guy saw my catcher say, without E-Levy, the government or the economy will collapse. Now, so I'll come back now, Sika, Yaseno and the Akufo Addo, the expenses, the wastage, the level of corruption, Sika, Auditor General's reporter. Oh, you know what? Now, then a Sika when you say, now say only 6 billion year economy ebe collapse. Now, recently, Yawaha, and a semi-copy Supreme Court. A copy of Supreme Court, the antina semi-copy Ghana Nibi, and a semi-copy Supreme Court say, Joe Weiss or the Parliament or a Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Embraman who can say, unpresided, Sebi Obekans on your referee, now on Santuaba. Now, sir, a seminal, a basso be a Supreme Court, if you say, Intokwa any yena esiwo eye Parliament na Ghana for adwum nyina secretary because utie eye oseche mensa bosu majority leader na ose Joe Weiss wo ho kwan se otoaba na osa preside utie minority for no so am say Joe Weiss oni ho kwan because the moment you are sent and I say ukọ akonwenum kotenem so we speaker uni sa right no omumienu nyina they were talking from one book eye constitutional a binding eye Parliament. Also, be also says a Parliament in this one, a baby a shemra. Enti bibia be no Parliament bia a record a daho. Yen tonchene, because debi asem ye twaho edidi enasem. Enti Parliament baby a man show mbra sometimes, and man nim e kwan mo fa so a man mbra no eye adwuma wo Parliament. Ye who Parliament entokwesi disagreement si we ni we di nkomo we di we atem, and so at the end of the day they come to a place nyina agree say Emrana yedi ye dwuma no actually say ye meet at a point na ye ma Emrano embo Ghana for him by and I say in the interest of Ghanaians. Now, Yohana Supreme Court beka kire say sa asem na nipa ne de beto eye Supreme Court na so no almost say Joe Weiss na oye speaker no ono aso ensankoto aba. Remember, sa asem ye kopie Parliament, there's a reason to sa asem kopie Parliament. A copy Parliament if we say na NPP parliamentarians and as more Parliament and NPP side no na omuni numbers na omudi benya 137 pepepe e di actually say eye independent ne become ho omenya 138 e me pass eye E-Levy no enti omo your imagine say Joe Weiss no because Adwo Asafo ni ho ɛna ɔmo other MPP so ni wɔ enti Joe Wise no ɔmo de ba bɛka ɛyɛ 137 no ho ɛma na bɛyɛ 138 ɛmo asa akɔtena hɔ asa bɛka sɛ yɛ wini NDC for so ɔmo nte aseɛ na de ne hu oga ansɛbɔ mu nyina sɛ Supreme Court bar out ɔmo sɛ ayin Joe Wise betuma ato aba ɔsa betuma yɛ deputy speaker enti mo nkɔ ɛna emu wie no ɔmo report ɔmo de ba yɛ anasa asɛm esi wɔ court no Supreme Court na eni ne ebu adi enim no ɔmo say yɛaka sɛ ayin ɔman yɛ team no constitution ne ɛyɛ nwoma a yɛ nyinaa yɛ hyɛ aseɛ enti Joe Wise no ana parliament ne hyɛ constitution ase mmom sɛ yɛsɛ Joe Wise betuma akɔto aba asa yɛ speaker nanso parliament na ɛwɔ saa tumi ne sɛ ɔmo bɛhyɛ ɔmo mbra ɔmo ankasa de ɔmo bɛyɛ adwuma no mo fɛ nyɛ adwuma now then it means say Supreme Court ne ka kyerɛ Ghana for say asɛm na yɛbu a yɛ no krampo no at the end of the day nipa obetuma ma tumi na yɛ adwuma no ɛyɛ parliament na ankasa so indirectly no ɛyɛ Supreme Court ɔmo judgment no ɛyɛ waste of time because ɔmo bu asɛm ɛna ɔmo say yɛbu asɛm mom deɛ ɛnso ɛyɛ parliament nkwa ɛna betumi de ɔmo ankasa nkrataa yɛ adwuma that means say Supreme Court indirectly in their report and also in their judgment no they are indirectly telling Ghanaians say Parliament has the right to use their own laws in Parliament to decide whether Joe Wise sits and votes or does not vote when he sits. Now, I want to say here. Also, be also tia say, eye MP bakwa or ye MP or Asin North. I a friend no Quason. Ono so na some of court. Na e DNA Ochina Quason because Supreme Court. I didn't try. Omo the Assembly Kodan Supreme Court. A MPP lawyer, your friend Frank Davis. I mean Chimra and I mean church move names. Your friend Frank Davis. At the Assembly Akodan Court. Now, my men chemu the ABC. Ewo ochina some that court no. But remember, say the impasse E-Levy na because of the leadership minority ewo parliament and how they have stood still together to make sure that Ghana for side how we so. I might disagree with them on so many things. Sometimes I'm a blasty or more, but till date, you know, say they have stood their grounds to make sure that 11 pass it. And till date, Menoka say minority has not shown any glimpses say they are going to back down from almost say E-Levy but 0.00 cry almost say they don't want to see E-Levy. Now, my mention with the Akufo Addo ebeye. Remember, Supreme Court Assembly eba abontino. That was the first time in months. Enya man krabe years Akufo Addo make statement on very critical issues in Ghana. The only time I hear Akufo Addo so Ghana was COVID-19 updates. Anytime Assembly so Ghana bia Akufo Addo nkabi. Tibusa say what made Akufo Addo do that press conference from Dubai to send to Ghana the day Supreme Court came out with that judgment, which was a judgment. Sebio, a 1-year-old kid, will say Supreme Court is being biased. It was because Akufo Addo was preparing the grounds for an illegality to happen. Now, Akufo Addo got angry. Nibufuye Abra Alban Bagbin, who is the current speaker of this parliament, replied his statement and said, Mr. President, you are being myopic. You are not being a president for the people. You are not being a president who thinks through the matter and wants to use the constitution and the laws to work. Alban Bagbin did not mince words because Alban Bagbin was trying to let the president understand that you cannot go in different directions, illegal directions, to undermine the constitution indirectly by using the judiciary to undermine the constitution. Because the Supreme Court here, are technically undermining the constitution, but if you are not smart, you will not know. Because they wanted to take the powers in parliament. They wanted to hide behind the constitution to make sure, say, they disarm parliament. How parliament is powerful, no? They wanted to use their power in the Supreme Court because the president is telling them to do what he wants. Until after Alban Bagbin replied to Akufo Addo and say, you are a president. Don't be myopic. Don't be childish. Understand that the book, the constitution, parliament, judiciary, these are all arms of government that independently need to work, because you would not love it when people infiltrate your space as the executive to make sure, say, they hide behind the constitution to take your power from you. So Alban Bagbin was being direct. Now, or say, hey, what you are doing, the precedents now, you are setting through your press statement, it is dangerous. So Akufo Addo got angry. And Akufo Addo afraid Chief Justice. Now, Bashina Chief Justice Nyaye from this a friend is saying judgment from Parliament, from Ghanaians, after Supreme Court. People were bashing Chief Justice Eninibo. He was worried. He knew that he had messed up. On him said the Supreme Court has sunk lower. Now, Alban Bagbin reacting to Akufo Addo, it got him more pissed. Now, Ochina, something is going to happen in the Supreme Court. What is going to happen is, a year, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo afraid Chief Justice. I catch and say, Ochina, omo betie application bia eda omonaso. Ochina, what the president has told Enini Yeboah, Chief Justice, and say, they should make sure, say, a year NDC, Asin North MP, Quaison, they will make sure. Meminkas asem webium. Me say, application be the Supreme Court. Nipa na the application called Supreme Court, the friend a year Frank Davis. This is Frank Davis. I mentioned Frank Davis. So when Frank Davis this guy was the guy who represented Akufo Addo lawyer. I don't represent Akufo Addo in the Supreme Court. NDC MPP court election issue. No, this guy called Frank Davis. On the application be called Supreme Court. Application in United saying application is say Supreme Court ending tia aye Asin North MP no say omofa injunction bin to the so say ne be ya yebeka say emprempre nim he ya ne de onye MP into yan Supreme Court engina emraso na almost stripping off that power na emane MP who is representing the people of Asin North. Into sa assembly ochina yakobua e Supreme Court. Now, Nana Addo Akufo Addo afraid Chief Justice Enini Yeboah and say they should grant this application. Now, remember, application where application sa assembly omode Supreme Court almost grant application Frank Davis we no. Also, TS say a case na same way almost challenge the legibility how eligible he is to how legitimate he is to be an MP or to hold himself as the MP of Asin North. No, Assembly Appeals Court. Now, Assembly Appeals Court, no, Frank Davis and the Supreme Court for him say Assembly Appeals Court na yekan ho asem sisia no Assembly it is pending. Just say Assembly yeda ho kan ho asem and even sa Assembly no there's something we call stay of execution. Appeals Court at the tabunu bia to say Assembly ngina ho. Omo hwehwe nyomem nti Assembly na yekasa no sa Assembly Frank Davis apa Appeals Court ho e dey come Supreme Court no Supreme Court nim say on a normal day they are not supposed to take this application. They are supposed to say Frank Davis for sa application will come back to Appeals Court because Assembly would you cannot bypass Appeals Court and bring to us to judge because this case is pending in the Appeals Court. Appeals Court needs to come to a finality. If you want to appeal and I say you want something to be done, then we can come in. But as we speak here, the Appeals Court was a case with domu table. So the case look like cano crampo at the state of execution at Toswa, the tabuna Toswa Semno and Kone Nim and Konechi. Appeals Court na satoso. Inti Dana Frank Davis, our Akufo Addo lawyer, MPP lawyer. Appeals Court to home. Ediko Supreme Court, the Supreme Court and grant the application. Senebeya, they will strip this man of say Onye MP for that moment. Now, on a normal day, any Supreme Court be a legitimate. They are holding or they respect the Constitution. And also, almost respecting a legal process now. The first thing the Chief Justice was supposed to do was say, take this application back. We will not sit on it until Appeals Court makes a decision. But this is another Nana Addo Akufo Addo Supreme Court. All this process, the Supreme Court knows, but still they have accepted this application. Now, Ochina, what is going to happen is say, Supreme Court and say, Chief Justice Enini Yeboah, what they are going to do is say, he has been taxed and the other person who is so much involved in this thing they are going to do tomorrow, Jones Doche, honestly another Supreme Court judge. Now they have been tasked that tomorrow they should grant the application, and when they grant the application, automatically Asin North MP no, he cannot enter Parliament. So I'm granted sa application where question na for now no MP for Asin North no. So over Parliament a police bit action because he cannot carry himself as a member of Parliament. Now what does that say? The moment this guy granted application or chna, automatically have indirectly stripped him of his position as an MP in Parliament, you know. It gives the NPP the way to go ahead with their crime they want to commit. Now, this is something the president has cooked. Now, Obibeka say, now say Ebasa Krampona, NPP does not have the numbers to pass E-Levy. Alban Bagbin is not here. Jowa is Nawaha. So it's never possible because Adwoa Safo is not coming to Parliament. Everybody knows. And I hear him say, a hunter West. And yes, a hunter West MP no Ebenezer Kojokum. Also, he has suffered stroke. You see, Otishe or bathroom. Emma Moja Abejinani team. As we speak, any little stress the guy can die. Why is NDC worried? They can still not pass the E-Levy because as we speak, NDC were 137. Now, say Ochina, grant application now, NDC drops to 136. Obianu say MPP, nipa minu available now. Let me tell you what they are going to do. Now, as we speak, so Ochina grant this application where NDC will come to 136, right? All right. Adjustafo is not going to come to Parliament to vote, never. Now, this Ahanta West MP, wina stroke, moja jina ni trimuno. Ose chairman Sabonsu, Afenyo Markins, and some big men like Oforia Tamone Gabimo, ako catch them and say they should carry the guy and bring him to Parliament. To do what? To come and vote. Now, remember, say, the Sakwane Ba, Obabe replace Adwoa Safo, and I'm a boy, or replace Adwoa Safo. NPP will come back to what? 137. Now, NDC will be at 136. So, Adwoa for the NPP, they have cancelled her out. Now, Omunim said there is no way NDC is going to allow Joe Wise to preside and also vote. Into Oma cancel Joe Wise. Omunim said Joe Wise, don't mean to Aba. Now, what they need is when they take a year question out, they know Adwoa Safo is not going to be there. They can get who in? This Ahanta West MP. In. Now, when they get the Ahanta West MP in, they are back to 136, right? They have this so-called guy there who is also independent. He's there. They'll move to 137. Now, when they move to 137, whoever is sitting in that seat has no option. Whether it is Joe Wise, whether it is Alban Bagbin, they will pass the E-Levy. Now, what worries me, and I say, Ahanta West, Ebenezer Kojokum, I don't know whether she's crazy. And that's in the bush of one about them. NPP for Tamsika Komo almost say, man, na wuna or dahono, they should just bring him to Parliament for 10 minutes. Now, Dr. Akase, Papa when your stroke, Moja Jinanitim. You should not be moving this man around. You should not even put this guy in an environment where any little stress can shut this guy's brain down and he will die. But this woman is willing to let their dying husband carry him all the way from where they are to bring him and sit him in Parliament to vote. This is how low the NPP can go. Now, the reason why Akufo Addo wants this done before end of March, is simple. Now, they have cooked this. That's what I'm saying. So, Ochina Supreme Court, the application will be granted by Enini Abua. He will grant it. Akufo Addo has instructed him to grant it. He has no option than to grant it because they need to cut that number of the NDC down. At this point, the NDC cannot do nothing. The minority, Haruna Idrisu, Muntaka, all the things they have done, the fights they have fought, all the things they have endured. When it happens this way, the NDC cannot do anything because the president knows what he's doing. He's using the Supreme Court to pass his E-Levy. So what is going to happen right now is Akufo Addo wants this passed before the end of March. If he doesn't pass the E-Levy before the end of March, what is going to happen is on to be my state of the nation. Now Akufo Addo could not give the state of the nation because E-Levy, so when man pass here, now so one my state of the nation is not say March and there, he has committed a constitution. He has actually gone against the constitution. So at the end of the day, the president can be impeached. Somebody can take the president on. So the president needs to give the state of the nation. Now he cannot give the state of the nation when the E-Levy has not been passed. That is why he is insisting and pushing the Supreme Court to tomorrow. Make sure, say, a year question. They grant the application to that MPP lawyer Davis to make sure that Quayson will not be eligible to enter parliament to vote because they know they have lost Eye Adwo Asafo. Now there are Hunter West MP who is dying. They will bring him to parliament. If Alan Babin even comes and sits, he is helpless because all that he has to do is count your numbers. NDC will have 136. It is not the fault of the minority. It is not the fault of Haruna Idrisu. It is not the fault of a speaker. Now the NPP will have 137. So this is what Akufo Addo is doing now. Anytime can I say the beginning of the end of this country is tomorrow in the Supreme Court. Because Enini Yabua will lick the butt of the president and pass the application. Abra Onim said this application is at the appeals court. There is a stay of execution on the application. So why is the Supreme Court moving ahead of the appeals court to grant an application that they know has to go back to the appeals court? Ghana for the Akufo Addo government, the MPP Abawe, Omiya Kromfo. Now, they are using the Supreme Court to just impose an illegality on us. As much as sometimes I criticize the minority, they have done whatever they have to do. The president knows to say legitimately, ultimately, parliament, any numbers, in free NDC for never. They have done everything. Oforiata, Gabi, they have tried paying minority MPs. They have used money, everything. It didn't work. Now the president wants to use the Supreme Court to pass E-Levy so that he can come and give state of the nation. So that he can instill this peace. Or highway Abatuni Paso into Akufo Addo today or Chinani Supreme Court will grant a application na Akufo Addo ama matrabe to one say asin not MP. He cannot hold himself as an MP. And automatically he cannot be in parliament to vote. It hurts me because when I sit back, we do these investigations, we get all these reports, we do all these things, the intel. Then you see how you hear sometimes you hear somebody like Sam George, how passionate they speak about not making sure say E-Levy and pass it. You see these young MPs, you see Haruna Idrisu, Muntaka them, they're doing everything. They're doing every single thing to stop this E-Levy. But the president does not think about you. The MPP does not think about you. Today they are using the Supreme Court to turn the narrative. They are illegally using the Supreme Court to pass E-Levy. And when it happens like that, tomorrow, Quayson, if he's stripped of his power as an MP, the NPP, Akufo Addo MPP, Supreme Court, Enini Yabua leading will pass E-Levy. The NDC leadership cannot do anything. But why should the president do that? And I applaud the NDC. And I know they will do everything possible, but there's something I want to tell the NDC. The NDC leadership in parliament, the minority, they have proven to Ghanaians to say they have Ghana at heart. Because upon all the intimidation, upon all the illegalities the NPP tried to use to pass E-Levy, Haruna Idrisu and the Muntakas for the first time in our history, seeing them in parliament, they have proven, say, the people's plight is their plight. They have put everything aside, money, everything, national building, they have made people believe, say, there is a party that can think about them, think about their worries, make sure, say, no matter what, they will protect the citizen who does not want to be burdened with too much taxes. Now, they have something. The NDC, I have an advice for them, and I pray they listen. I pray their executives, they have done well, the party leadership, they have stood still. They have made people believe that their word is their word. But what they can do to They have other options. And the other option they have to do is say, the NDC must do one thing. So, Ochina, Omo grantee application now. The NDC should prove to Ghanaians to say they have nothing to do with this passage of E-Levy. Sebio Ghana for more Ghana for Sebio Bodam Nikwedim say NDC aid obey na. Sebio every single Ghanaian knows to say Nana Addo Akufo Addo is using the Supreme Court to destroy our democracy. Now, the NDC leadership in Parliament and their party leadership to everybody in the executive, if you people are going to listen, walk away. Do not be part of this process. Say NPP for Kofa Ahanta West MP Niba. So I'm a grantee application where the NDC leadership in Parliament should not be part of this process. They should let the NPP alone go to Parliament and pass this E-Levy. Omoma Ghana for says they have nothing because they trap the NPP for Setiama Haruna Idrisu, NDC, Mahama, the leadership from top to down. They say the moment NDC sits in Parliament, upon all this intimidation and twisting of the law, no, and they pass it, whether they take part or not, in Parliament, presence, no, they will go out there and change the narrative and tell Ghanaians to say, NDC for support and so the leadership of the NDC should not. They should walk out. They should not be part. They should not help review the budget. They should tell Ghanaians they are washing their hands. They should be the Pontius Pilate or whatever. Wash their hands and have a press conference and tell Ghanaians and say, Yene, yenka wehu. Omo the Supreme Court no ashoti a number. Omo akwako form nipa owu aba. And then no, omo pese omo jine say ye kan ho no omo yesa illegality way. Eye E-Levy no, eye dangerous. Akufo Addo wants to destroy the nation. Akufo Addo has a plan. And the bonnie no obeso the NDC betaro ho. And if you are an honest Ghanaian, the NDC from the top to down, they have proven over these few months say they are ready to govern. The people's plight, ayomo plight. Now, what the NDC leadership needs to do is simple. Stay away from the voting. Walk out. Let them do their own comedy. Magana for Mama Ghana for you know who say you were not part of this. You had nothing to do with it. You did everything and they used the Supreme Court to impose these taxes on you Ghanaians. What we are going to see in the Supreme Court tomorrow will decide the fate of E-Levy. This is not a joke. And I'm talking to the leadership of the NDC. You have done well. I applaud you. You have done. We were all not expecting you people to drag this to this point. But it has gotten to the point where the president, the executive, and the judiciary have come together to suppress the democracy, make sure they go against the constitution to impose taxes, these killer taxes on these Ghanaians, on we the people who are feeding them. You people, the only thing you can do to Ghanaians or do for Ghanaians to know that genuinely you didn't want this E-Levy. Whether it's 0.00, whether it's 0.0300, whether minus 00, NDC should not be part of this. Walk out of Parliament. Let them do their things. Ghanaians will know who imposed E-Levy on them. Tomorrow, I'll be back. Obianfa went to the team. All eyes should be on the Supreme Court tomorrow. They are going to come out with their judgment. And this is what is going to happen. Chief Justice Senior is watching me. The president has instructed him that this is what is supposed to happen. They will grant the application. They are granting the application because they want to pass the E-Levy. This is the map. May the formation in Yinamamo. You people know. Now follow the chart. I have given you the guide. Follow the map. It will end up E-Levy being passed. The NDC has got nothing to do with this. From day one, you have seen how the NPP has gone against NDC MPs. They have done everything. Go to Jumoro. They are after the MP. Come to Kwesen. They have been on Kwesen from day one. They just need to take out some numbers of the NPP, NDC to pass this killer E-Levy. Ghanaians, mama ya adwini munda ho. Ma akronphobi emfa bibin to Ghana for team say NDC for ek come ho no the E-Levy ba. Eye NPP for and on person the E-Levy to Ghana for so. This is the same Akufo Addo who said, oh yeah, the people's government, the listening government, Ghana for about 90% says, I'm pay E-Levy. DNA Bema president, across Supreme Court, and using the Supreme Court to twist the arm of government, arm of the constitution. This is serious. Tomorrow, right after Supreme Court hearing, I might show up. I have more to tell you, but I just want to tell you people what will happen tomorrow in Supreme Court will decide E-Levy. And this is the manipulation, orchestration of Nana Addo Akufo Addo and the Chief Justice. Menka kese. Makani yakana kasim. Meti hauza anka meka. Meti kroba anka meka. Makani chi di brofo kakrafra. Me assure so obiati di ekana se. Let us come together and save this nation. The NDC should still stand firm. If they end up doing this illegality, no NDC MP should sit in that hall to pass or support anything. You, your leadership, your hierarchy, walk out. Let Ghana for who say, Modie, you had a good heart to stop this. It is Akufo Addo, the Chief Justice, and the NPP as a political party. Ochina, I'll be with you. I've given you the chart. Let's follow the money. Let's follow the chart. We will get to the bottom of this. What will happen in Supreme Court tomorrow will be the beginning of our end. Akufo Addo is dangerous. This NPP is dangerous. E-Levy no matter what, because we say economy no. Let us pay attention. And I'm watching the NDC closely. I've advised you, I've commended you, I've shown you the way. It is up to you people to follow what we have said here.